Hey, what's up? Welcome to KimmelsIrishPub.com. This is time for more of a beer review or beer related video for you. One of the things my wife loves to do is send me articles. So I get an email with a link to it to read this article. I never feel like reading the article. I wish I could watch a video about the article. Or I wish she would just tell me what it said so I wouldn't have to read the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do for you. As a matter of fact, I believe my wife sent this to me, and it's perfect for what we do here at Kimmel's Irish Pub. It's from Thrill List, I think, and it's the 19 types of beer snobs rated by obnoxiousness. So I figured instead of me sending it out to you, I'll put the link down below in the comments, but I'm going to go through the article for you so that you can watch it and highlight some of the things that they have listed in the article. That way you don't have to read it. So let's get started. At number 19, the evangelist. So the evangelist is basically somebody who's trying to convert people over and always preaching about craft beer. So, you know, they're saying, come on over, try this. They're very pushy, things like that. So that's number 19. Number 18, the sampler. So the sampler is the person that goes to the bar and goes up and says, ooh, can I try a little taste of that? Can I try a little taste of that before they make their decision? Instead of me, I like to try 16 ounces at a time. The other thing, as we go through this article very quickly and briefly, think if you are, you know, a beer enthusiast like myself, try and see if you can categorize where you are if you fall into one of these 19. I did find mine, so I'll tell you what it is when we get to it. 17, life of the release party. So that's the person who stands in lines for hours and hours to wait for the limited release of a certain type of beer. That's number 17. Number 19, the barrel baron. So that's anybody who will not drink anything that is not aged in some type of barrel that once had some type of alcohol in it. You know, they're very particular about those types of beers. Number 15, the trader. The person who wants to collect certain beers and then trade for another kind of beer. This is called the trader. The sudden true believer. So this is a person who was probably drinking something like Sam Adams and had a different kind of beer, and now all of a sudden they're all about craft beer. It's very new to them, and you know, they're very enthusiastic about it now that they found it. That's the sudden true believer at 14. 13, Captain Ahab. So that's the beer enthusiast who's out there looking for the sought after beers, the hard stuff to get, the heady toppers, the things like that, the dinner from Maine Brewing Company, you know, all those types of things. They're out and they're the best kind of beers because they're the hardest to get. That's the Captain Ahab. The glassware obsessive. So there's certain glassware that you should drink certain kinds of beer in. And there's people who believe in that all the time. This is your typical pint glass, and it's a pale ale. So I don't think it's in the right glass, but that doesn't bother me. And it's also frosted. They also say you shouldn't frost some of your beers, especially IPAs. But number 12, the glassware obsessive. That's not me. All right, the fresh head. So this is the beer enthusiast who must have fresh beer, who will laugh at somebody who's drinking 11-day-old IPA. So they're truly after the freshest beers, and they're born on dates. Number 10, the brewery fanboy. So somebody who wears the brewery gear, you know, who's gone to all different kinds of breweries. I've been there, that kind of thing. That's a brewery fanboy. Again, number 10 on the beer obnoxiousness list. Alright, number 9, the self-important homebrewer. Now, I might fall into that, but not so much. This is a homebrew. This is a clone of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale that I made. But, you know, this is, they're always second-guess the beer that you're consuming, talking about hops and bottling conditions and all that kind of stuff. I don't talk that much about it. I still don't fall into that one, although I do homebrew on occasion, which is right here, and you can tell I'm not too good at it because this one's losing its head, so not a lot of head retention. There I go, talking about homebrewing. This is the group thinker. I like this. Number 8, the group thinker, and I see a lot of these out there. So the group thinker who will taste a beer and be like, I like it. I think I like it. Let me go check Beer Advocate and see if I do like it. So they look at the rating system to determine if they truly like the beer or not. A lot of people out there like that. The trend chaser. So that's you know, IPAs. The hazy New England IPAs is the trend right now. But it could have been the, you know, a year or two ago, the peanut butter porter. Oh, I love peanut butter porters. The person who's chasing the trends. So that's the trend chaser at number 7. That's a tongue twister. The professor. So the professor who knows every detail about every kind of beer, you know, those type of people. Hard for me to describe that one, but they like to talk a lot about the different types of things within beer, and usually just want to get out of the conversation and drink their own beer. The music man. So this one's pretty neat. So the music man is number 5 on the list. And the music man is kind of similar to, well, you know, when an unknown band, well, this is a good example, OAR, back in the day, not today, back in the day, an unknown band, and you really like that band, but then it becomes popular and everybody else likes it, you no longer like it. That's the music man. So, like in craft beer world, I would compare it to like Dogfish Head. Dogfish Head's excellent beer. And it was an unknown beer for the longest time, or, you know, somewhat known. Now it's so popular and people don't like it just because it's so popular and everybody else likes it. So that's the music man, that's the example. The master debater. I tried this beer, it was pretty good. And the master debater, get ready to spend the next 5 minutes finding a polite way to get yourself out of beer preferences. So it's somebody who's going to debate, you know, what beer's better, that type of thing. The one-upper, this is number 3 on the list of one-upper. When you tell somebody, ooh, I had lunch from Maine Brewing, and they're like, yeah, well, I had dinner. So always talking about the different types of beers that they had that are above and beyond what you've tried. So that's the one-upper. The speculator. So the speculator is kind of somebody who goes out and collects these beers, not like the trader, but they kind of store them so that they have them. So they have these rare found beers, but they'd rather look at them and collect them than drink them. And that's number 2. And then number 1 is the condescender. And this is where I am. So this is the type of person, when you go out to the bar and somebody chooses with all these great beers and they choose a Budweiser or a Coors Light, and you make fun of them because of that. The condescender, that's what this person is. That's number 1 on this list of beer obnoxiousness, or beer snobs, rated by obnoxiousness. So I thought that would be fun to do. Again, I'll put the article down below if you want to read all of it, but hopefully I gave you the short version and save you some time and get you back to drinking. Alright, thanks for checking out KimmelsIrishPub.com.